So now, we're going to get into the text. This right here, I touched on in the last video, the Elephant in the Room video. This is an article written by Dr. Henry Abramson. This was published in 2018. So when people tell you, the article's called When Jews Were Illegal, They Took Away Our Children. When people tell you that there is no evidence of Jews being in West Africa during the slave trade, that's just not true. Dr. Henry Abramson acknowledges this right here in this article. And you can use this to show that they're lying, because see, if they want to call you a liar, they also have to call Dr. Henry Abramson a liar, and he is a well-known Jew. So they would have to call this Jew, this Jew with a degree, Dr. Henry Abramson. They would have to tell him he's lying, he doesn't know about Jewish history. They're not going to do that.
So let me tell you something. So that's what Jesus said. Say not you are a Jew, because God could pick up any one of the stones and turn them into a Jew. Or say you're not, Abraham is not the father, because he can pick up any one of these stones and make them one of Abraham's seed, something like that, right? Well, the whole thing about how could the Jewish people be in the land and the real Jews be the black people? Well, you gotta know what's going on. The real Jews got their ass kicked out of Jerusalem by God himself. They've been banished from the land until the land been desolated. You have to read the scriptures carefully and understand what happened. And God put a bastard in the land, which means if you have a wife and you have a marriage covenant with this wife, like how God has a marriage covenant with Israel, right? And you have a baby outside the marriage covenant with another woman, because your woman she ain't behaving right now, or whatever the case is, then you have a bastard. So in the land of Israel, there's a bastard that dwells in Ashdod. It's written in the scripture, right? And it's obviously God is empowering the people in Israel and helping them, and blessing them with intelligence and everything, strength and power. He's making the black Jews jealous. That's what he's doing. That's what he said he was doing. That's what he's doing, right? I had many thoughts about it, like why. And the fact of the matter is, I also read that we have to accept this, bro. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna accept my position in this world, like what's been given to us. It's sad, right? So we're not in slavery anymore, but I guess we're all jealous, all of us, the Israelites, that's awakened and realize that we're the real Jews. The first things we do is become happy, like, yeah, I'm a real Jew, I figured it out, you know? Like in the Revelation, it said when you eat the book, he was sweet in his mouth, but in his belly was bitter. So at first everybody's like, yeah, I'm a Jew, yeah, I'm a Hebrew. And you're happy because, but you know, the best thing about it is we're in the best time to benefit from it. You know, back then they couldn't benefit, they were slaves. No matter if they was Jews or not, they can't escape the slavery, man. That was some real shit. But we're in a time where we can appreciate it. So at least we got that. But we're still jealous, and I'm jealous, I'm being honest. So I know Dalton's jealous. Like, there's no way he's not jealous. Like, that nigga looks like one of my brothers too. He's fucked up. I listen to him all the time. And the only person that's on my level, well, I think he might be a little bit more advanced than me, but the only person that's talking my language. It's daunting. Right? There were some other people talking my language too. Like Zion Dynasty, that kid was talking my language, but I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared. I don't know where he went. He's missing from action. MIA. You know, maybe he made a few mistakes and he can't tell. He's embarrassed. He don't want to tell people, oh, I made a few mistakes. All right, I retract my statement. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know. But like the first person that I bump into when I start figuring this stuff out, he says he doesn't do this anymore. He only talks about hydroponics now, like making plants, growing plants in water with fish or something like that. I don't know what he's doing. But anyways, like apparently they said he got scared. They scare him, so he stopped making these videos. But he was already too late because we was waking up on our own out here, anyways, and we already had the IUIC going crazy. And how I woke up was basically like we're not part of the woke culture. Woke culture stole our movement and started calling it the woke movement. That's a gay movement. We awakened. That's a different movement. We was being awakened slowly because what happened? We have the internet, and now we have search engines, right? Yeah, you, no drinking right now. Shh, quiet. Yeah, I was making noise and trying to do something. Yeah, it's like easy. I can't even remember what I'm talking about. Like the devil just have ways of playing, you know, like. But anyways, this is we all started to use the internet and the search engines as a tool. I know Google was my best friend. I use Google for every single thing. So because I use Google for every single thing, I had no idea about anything. I started to do some research of black people, you know? And then I stumbled like, hey, no drinking. And then I stumbled upon, you know, a picture of the kingdom of David in Africa. But before that happened was, like, I was like, where did these slaves come from before slavery? Because I was finding, and what happened was the library computer is censored. You can't find anything really about the slaves. But when I went home, I found a whole bunch of stuff. So I was like, oh my God, something strange is happening. And then I was like, but what happened at first, I was a Mormon for 10 years, and I believe in Jesus Christ and everything, but they say the 12 tribes of Israel is lost. They call them the lost tribes of Israel. And I'm trying to find who are the Israelites that are lost in this world today. And I couldn't find it. So I just kind of gave up on trying to find them, right? Because I couldn't figure it out. And I started to do like, where did black people come from? Who am I more doing? I started getting older, you know, so I had to think more. And then I was like, wait a minute. Where did this black people come from before slavery? I mean, where they got them from? And I started doing some research, bro, and like a lot of things happened. I just couldn't believe it at first, but you know how God is. Like God will always back you up when He's trying to wake you up or something, right? So now the Mormon kids they fucking with my head. They're trying to throw shade on me, you know? They're trying to throw some shade on me. And the problem with that is I'm too smart. So you can't really shade me without me figuring out like what's going on. I actually got like some spirit and like some kind of revelation from God, like constantly about things that He wants me to know about that's around me. Like if people are talking and stuff like that, like I can literally hear what people are saying. I can hear their voices speaking in my head when they're not even close enough to talk to me. I know exactly what they're saying, you know. So I totally forget why I was saying that. Anyways, like, so yeah. So these Mormon kids now, they invited me to go to the exhibition downtown Toronto. I was like, these kids don't like me. I've been in the church for 10 years. They treat me like shit. I never had a girlfriend. These girls acting bougie. They only like bad guys and shit. Like, yo. So I'm like, wait a minute. I'm posting all this Jesus picture and they're giving me a hard time about it and shit. You know? But anyways, they took me down. I was like, all right, I smoked a big ass spliff before I went with them. You know, and I put some Visor in my eye and some shit. I went with them. So they throwing shade at me. They make me walk below this black and white cow. We went to look at the sheep. There was some black sheep, some black lambs, whatever. Excuse me. And the bitch had the audacity to say to the other person, oh, should we pull a scripture out right now? Right? So I was like, oh, like lamb's wool, like my hair. Okay, because the sheep hair was just like my hair. So I was like, oh, okay. And that time I was sporting an afro. I didn't even have a beard, right? I was sporting an afro. So, oh, okay. So you guys, the Israelites, are black. I was like, shit, we're fucked. Because the whole time, even these Mormon kids know, like, they know. And the biggest problem that I had was, it took me years to figure this out. Even after I figured out that I was a Mormon. The Mormons was walking around with a Zondervan Bible dictionary here in Toronto, teaching us about Jesus. And that's how we learned a lot about Jesus. The Mormons have good knowledge about Jesus, I won't lie. But they was walking around with the evidence that black people are not, like Negroes are not African, we're not Hamitic people. They had it the whole time in the Bible dictionary. I chill with them I hang out with the missionaries for hours and days and months, years. I've been in that church for 10 years. And even after that 10 years, like probably even like 5 years later, 7 years later, bro, that's when I realized, yo, the Zondervan Bible Dictionary had that information in. I was like, shit, I'm a fucking retard. Right? I obviously read it, right? But I had no clue what that was talking about. The definition. I read the dictionary. Yo, bro, people don't know me. You don't know me. When I want to know something, I read the index. The dictionary. I ain't got time for this shit. There is so much different bullshit going on these days anyways. I read everything. I read dictionary if I have to. Listen to me. I have like thousands of songs on my phone. Thousands. And I go through them A to Z. Don't play with me. Like, my brain does a lot of amazing things, dude. I love my brain. Like, I try to be nice to it, not fuck it up with drugs and shit. You know? But anyways. So, the girl had the audacity to say, like, yo, should we pull a scripture out when we looking at the lambs in the lamb den, in the sheep den or whatever that was? There's a whole bunch of black sheep, they black haired sheep. Their skin probably black too, right? Because some sheep have black hair but white skin. Some sheep got black skin, white hair. Like different kinds of sheep out there. Anyways, like these sheep was just black, completely black. Their skin, their hair, their eye, their nose, everything was black. Well, they had little white spots here and there. But my point is, they look like niggas. They got nigger hair. And that's what kind of got me believing, because the Mormon kids kind of like show me like, yo, we believe you guys are the Israelites, right? And you don't even believe it. They were shading me. They was actually throwing shade. They wasn't saying that to me. They were shading me, but I just kind of like, shit. That's what I was like. I was like, shit. Right? And then they brought us to walk in front of a whole pile of police sitting on this bench, this like park sport bench. There's like a whole bunch, like 100 police officers trying to intimidate me, think I'm scared of Why the fuck would I be scared of people who's supposed to serve and protect us? Man, racist bullshit. Anyways, I told them motherfucking Mormons, oh, I figured out Jesus is black, and I left that fucking church and never went back. And yeah, I mainly left because I've been in there my whole 20s, from 20 to 30, and I never had a girlfriend. Not one from that church. I tried, but these girls like men with money. They're worse than the women outside the church. I had a few girlfriends outside the church, but never a girlfriend in the church. They disgust me, man. Anyways, that's my opinion. I don't know all of them, so the ones I know, I don't like them. They're stupid. And you shouldn't be playing games when you're a Christian. You should be trying to build a family and just be real with shit. But anyways, thanks to those stupid ass Mormons, I was able to figure some shit out. So now, what's going on was, we found some videos of people who already figured this stuff out. And the information they gave us was both. So we had to confirm the information by reading the Bible and everything, and then we stumbled on the ICIU, and we stumbled on all the community of the ones who was awakened before we was awakened. That's what happens, right? But now, you need to know, like in the awakened community, there's all different kinds of awakenedness. Same shit, like the Pharisees and the Sadducees. The Jews wouldn't see eye to eye on every single doctrine. And they talk about it, because some of them used to be Muslims and such. So, because of it, there's different groups. There are different groups all over the place. The same thing with Christianity. No one can accept the same doctrines, right? Because the problem with the doctrine accepting is people want to be perfect, but they're not perfect. So, no matter how they try, they never will be. So, it's like, oh, if I'm a man and I have a wife, right? I should be loyal to my wife and my family, and shouldn't try to get another woman. That's the right thing to do. But, there's a single woman. She has no one to take care of her. Young, beautiful, single woman. And she wants me to take care of her and to be her man. Right? She wants to be my second wife. Will I let the woman perish or waste her life away? No. I would take the woman and add her to my family. Maybe my friend, this is my friend, girlfriend, and me and my friend was like best friends, better than brothers. And my friend died. And she doesn't, like we were very close together. So instead of just, she don't want to find, she wants to stay with me instead. I have to keep her. Right? You gotta understand, like, there is something in this world here when you sacrifice something for the greater good. Like Jesus sacrificed his good life for a whole bunch of idiots. Right? Oh, that's what I call you people. Stupid. A bunch of retards. We're a human race. Jesus was the only one from the human race that was sane. The rest of us is insane. And we think we're sane. None of us is sane. None of us is right. We're all fucked in the head. And that's why God said to us, until the day you realize you're a sinner continually, like which means you're making mistakes continually, which means we're stupid continually. That's what he's really saying to us. We're dumb. Right? When you accept the fact of who you are and what you are, then you can start learning and everything. I forgot the part of the story. So, fuck it. Yeah, back to the story here. So I guess God wants you guys to know about this. Because if you didn't, I would never remember to tell you. But anyways, the children of Israel came out of what? 4 different women. Why? Why did the 12 tribe of Israel come out of 4 different women? Listen, I'm going to tell you a little story. Abraham, Isaac had 1 wife. 1, Rebecca. Okay? Isaac had 1 wife, Rebecca. He got from those people in his land, or close to his kin, right? Cousins or some shit like that. I don't know what. I'm not really getting into it. But anyways, Isaac got 1 wife, Rebecca, right? Her brother, right? Hold on there a minute. Rebecca's brother has daughters, 2 daughters. And he's the one that gave Jacob, Rebecca's son, a wife. So Jacob married 2 of his cousins and 2 of their handmaids, right? So let's go back. Abraham, Isaac had 1 wife. Jacob had 4. And I'll explain it to you. Jacob went to get 1 wife and end up leaving with 4. He said he loved the young one. He wants to work 7 years for her, and he wants her to be his wife. The man tricked him. The man forced him to marry the older one for 7 years and told him he have to work for another 7 years, which makes 14 years for the younger one. Now, what happened was these women had maids. Like, these maids were probably people who were sold into slavery, but these people took them and made them maidens in their houses. That's normally how it went. If you had a good heart, you wouldn't subject your slaves to anything stupid, but you would subject them into caring for you and your family as you care for them as well, right? So these handmaids, that's what they call them, maidens that help these girls, right? They each had 1, right? So after Laban is his name, that's Rebecca's brother, Laban. Laban tricked Jacob, right? Laban tricked Jacob, tell Jacob, oh, no, like he married him the older daughter with a veil, and he thought he was the younger daughter. When he took the veil off after he married her, he's like, what the hell is this, right? And the father is like, oh, you have to, in this land there is a law. The law of the land is you can't marry off the younger one until you marry the older one. So Jacob had to marry the older one so he could marry the one he loves, right? So this is the secret to Zion dynasty. He's preaching. He preached this secret. There's a secret here that a lot of people don't know about. Jacob's beloved woman is who? It is the woman who gave birth to Joseph and Benjamin. And now Joseph and Benjamin, when she was giving birth to Benjamin, she died. Right? This is the woman he loved and he worked so hard for. Right? But what happened now is the 2 sisters were battling to bring forth the 12 tribe of Israel, right? And they was fighting. I can't really remember the story or which sister did what or which sister did what. I know the story in basic. So this is the basic story, right? You have to go read the book to get the juice of the story, all right? So the basic story of this women fighting over making this guy's babies, that's what happened, right? So now one of them wasn't able to have any babies and the other one was having babies. And I think Leah was having babies. right? And she brought forth Judah, a whole bunch of other people, right? Reuben was the first one, I think. Simeon, Judah, right? She brought a lot of these guys. Leah, that's the older sister, right? I think so. And the younger sister wasn't bringing forth no babies. So she said to basically Jacob, he has to marry her handmaid, right? So she made him marry the handmaid and have sex with the handmaid and made babies with the handmaid. So now all the babies the handmaid had was counted as her babies. You get what I'm trying to say? Because the handmaid was supposed to be like a slave kind of person. So everybody in that was born out of the handmaid was seen as her children, right? And then she had a whole bunch of these people through the handmaids. So the other sister caught on and it made him marry her handmaid too. That's how he ended up having four of them women. So these 4 women, the 2 sisters and their 2 handmaids, brought forth the 12th tribe of Israel, which means the 12th tribe of Jacob. Jacob was totally, he had no power in this. Like he saw a woman he loved, he tried to get her. He worked 7 years for this woman and they tricked him. They gave him the older woman, her older sister. And he's like, what the hell is this? And they told him basically the law of the land is you can't marry the younger one until the older one marry first. So now you have to work extra 7 years, and he accepted it. He said, sure. Then we have these 2 women, and both of them have their handmaids, and they fighting over the babies, over making the babies. And all together they made him 12 babies, these 4 women. And I just want to show you, like, I'm not trying to say what happened was perfect or the right thing, but I'm saying some things in life, people should just live alone, you know? Like if someone want to have 2 wives, I mean, it should be between them and God, you know? It's not your business, really. So it says be honor your wife. If you have more than one, you gotta honor the both of them. No, you gotta respect your both wife. No, you got 2 women that you can't abuse. You gotta love the both of them. So when you get upset, now you gotta go walk two times as much. No, they yelling at you 2 times as much. 2 times headache, 2 times lunch, 2 times baby. It's that simple. So for me, I'm single, and that's the easiest life. It's a lazy life. You don't have to do nothing for nobody. You ain't got no responsibility, you know what I'm saying? So all the shit that they be talking is bullshit. There's no reason for anybody to be single. What the fuck, you wanna be a slave? Does that make sense to you? They're trying to fuck with people like we're stupid, you know? People are dumb. But anyways, let's see what this guy's saying now.
So let's come back down to hear what he writes. 2,000 Jewish children aged 2 to 12 were forcibly separated from their parents in a chilling act of incomprehensible cruelty. Jow, or John II, right here, shipped them off to the uninhabited equatorial island of Sao Tome off the coast of West Africa and abandoned them on shore.